Is this thing on? I think it's on. Sorry about the background noise. Not really my fault. Let's give you some real noise. Eden, howdy sir. How are you, my friend? Maybe I should say shalom. Steph, howdy Miss Ma'am, how are you? Gonna have a smoke and a drink and then head to Dallas. And Sharon, howdy, how are you? Yeah, I know, Steph. It's just you, cause the skipper is out there trying to find the American version of Nessie, which would be Pokey. Out somewhere by Lake Pontchartrain. Howdy, Boris. Great to see you, sir. Not a problem, Sharon. I'm glad to see that you're doing well. How is Paul, by the way? We heard that he tried to go to work and that didn't work. He keeps it up, he's going to end up with concrete boots. Oh wait, no. That would be Charlie that ended up with concrete boots. By the way, any of y'all interested in going to Boca and fishing? Y'all might want to make a VR to a certain Charlie that we all know. Making sure to tag the Nashville Mafia that you're very interested in going fishing in Boca Raton. Oh, Eden, I'm always in a good mood. You'll never see me come on here when I'm actually pissed off. I got this theory. I like to be left alone when I'm really mad. Well, see, Eden, according to what I've been hearing, except for the fact that Chad just ruined it. But what I've been hearing is that it's fishing for you and 4 friends for 5 days, 4 nights, plus airfare and travel expenses and food. And I am certain that it's all just a freaking lie. Do not believe anything that I just rattled off, because it is definitely just a lie. But you could still make the VR video about it, just to really get somebody in the Nashville Mafia, namely John or Willie, to just be laughing and laughing and laughing, because I would be laughing. As the guys from Nashville Mafia volunteered Charlie for a whole list of stuff. Mike, at Briar Blues. Yes, sir, you know I believe in magic. Ever since a certain team in 1980 decided that they could somehow beat the Russian team and then made it happen. Of course I believe in magic. Yes, in a young girl's heart and while playing basketball. Good question, Mike. Good question. Ooh, looky there. Eden. Now you're talking. See, now I told everybody, look, I am not going fishing. Not off of Florida. I did that once, and that was enough. Not doing it again. So I said, Charlie, if I win, we'll just go hunting for cigars in Cuba. It's just a short little trip from Florida to Cuba. I'm figuring we can take the boat that far. It'll work. Don't know how we're going to smuggle them back in, but we'll figure it out. That would be worth the trip. And according to Chad, believing in magic in a young girl's heart was made by Lovin' Spoonful and corroborated by Mike from Briar Blues. Wait, 4 weeks off? What? What? Did I miss something? Oh, okay. So Paul's got a sick note from the doctor saying that he's got 4 weeks he can be off then. It's not really a lot of time to repair a broken foot, but that's roughly twice as long as it took me to repair a shattered kneecap, enough that I could walk on it. That's not to say I was walking great. They told me I'd be off work for 3 months, and I said 2 on the top. I still limp pretty good, but I was told that would be a regular thing by the doctors. Everybody on the whole entire street had their lawn mowed today. So with my allergies to grass, guess who has the sniffles? Well, grass and oak, which is great because the whole tree is lined left, right, and sideways with oak trees. And all those leaves that are in the front yard, yeah, you guessed it, oak and grass. So when the whole street gets mowed, it's just miserable. But I'm going to have fun with it anyways. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm smoking a pipe today. This pipe was sent to me, sort of, mostly. Actually, there was much more to it than this when it was sent to me. There was much, much more to this pipe than what it is when it was sent to me. Because it was sent to me as a big block of briar with the holes already drilled. I got to decide what it was going to look like. I've still never forgiven Mike for that. Damn you, Canadians. Trust me, if a Canadian sends you a gift, there's strings attached. Urgh. Alright, heartstrings. I love this pipe. It's awesome. There's not a time that I grab it up and decide to smoke it that I'm not like, thanks, Mike, I appreciate it. I am not going to say that Mike's last name is Geppetto. And right now, the only strings I've got on me are for the hoodie that I'm not wearing, even though it's technically a little bit colder today than it was yesterday. The difference there is humidity. Yesterday, it was 100% humidity and about 3 degrees warmer. Today it's down at around 50% humidity. 3 degrees colder. And it feels 10 degrees warmer easily. If Mike was Geppetto, then he's over there doing like this, like a master puppeteer, because he's got strings on damn near everybody in the YTPC, one way or the other. Proof of that is, watch Mike's show on Thursdays. You'll see everybody show up. Always, always, Eden, it is my supposition that if you're going to enjoy a pipe or a stick, you should always try to do it when you're comfortable. Now, for me, that of course would exclude everything in between late May through early November. So I deal with when it's hot. I still do it. Guy's got 2 houses on the whole street to mow. One about 6 houses that direction and one about 6 houses that direction. So instead of loading up his equipment and driving it over there, he's going to drive his equipment over there and mow. I don't know if he's going to actually come back and get his truck and trailer and drag it over there, or if he's going to drive it back over there. It's so much fun. Yes. Eden, there's a lot of people out there that cannot deal with the heat. And for everybody who can't deal with the heat, I'm going to say, don't come to Houston, not to live. You can come during our winter time and you probably will enjoy yourself greatly because it'll still be warm. But if you Come during the summertime, there's nothing but hot. Hot and humid. It's miserable. I love this weather. This right here, you could work around outside all day, not even start sweating. Just work. Good solid work. That is true, Eden. Israel is definitely not going to be considered a cold climate. And you get around some of those locations where it's nothing but desert, and you're pretty well guaranteed to just sweat a couple of pounds out. So, let me make sure I'm pointing the right side up here. This is what I call VRX21. It is the first ever pipe that I carved because Mike decided that I really needed to do something with my free time. He sent me 2 to carve. I've smoked both of those. I since got 3 more. I haven't smoked any of those yet because I don't have the right equipment to finish them. Yes, sir, I actually made it. It was just the stem was perfectly straight and the briar was just a block. And I thought, this is what I'm going to try. And then after trying it, I figured out something. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't try to get extravagant when you don't even know if you're any good at this. I could have turned this thing into a pipe in no time at all if I had just decided that I wasn't going to be crazy and try to do all this special extra stuff on it. No, I had to be absolutely out of my damn mind and try to do something crazy. I appreciate that you think it looks like a Sir Jacopo. I'm sure Sir Jacopo is right now looking at you and going, I'm going to have to shoot that guy. He thinks something that ugly looks like a Sir Jacopo? No way. Mr. Jacopo probably would have turned this thing into a thing of absolute beautiful art. I turned it into a smoking one-of-a-kind pipe that I'm never going to attempt again. Howdy, big country. Well, the inspiration for this particular pipe was the old nautical instrument known as a sextant, which remotely looks similar to this, and some people say that it looks like a hammer, a little bit like a hammer. I'm okay with either one. And Steph says it looks like an elephant, which if you look at it from this angle, it does kind of look like an elephant. I appreciate that, Eden. It is definitely a conversation piece. There is definitely no way in hell that people are looking at this and going, "Oh, I've seen one just like it." No. No. Big country, yeah, I see that too. Very, very easily see that. Just have to get the finger in there just right. Steph, you be careful on your way to Dallas. Remember to stop at Buc-ee's and stretch those legs or whatever. It's up near Madisonville. Plus,
give the Proud Boys the finger when you drive by.
Plus, the only other thing that you can do when headed that direction is, well, if you're stopping at Buc-ee's, if you have to go, go. At least bathroom's going to be clean. Now it looks like a cannon. I've heard all kind of different things this thing looks like. I think it looks like a pipe. Big country, she does smoke well, but I'm going to say it takes a little bit to get started at the very front end. Yes, Chad, they do sell pecan logs. Though it's spelt, just for anybody who's wanting to look it up, that is if you're looking for Buc-ee's, I'm sure you can find them on the internet, but that is how to spell Buc-ee's. BUC-EE''S. When you find the beaver, you know you're in the right spot.
That's still going to be replayed by that weird guy tonight.
Martin can probably take that and turn it into some sort of a sound bite. I'm fairly certain that he will if he's here. Haven't seen a pecan log since you were in Georgia. I don't know how long it's been since you've been in Georgia, but sir, that's too long. Just the way you're saying it. Though better than the pecan log is the rows and rows of snacks that they have, including Buc-ee's own versions of snacks. One of those is called beaver nuggets. My wife is pretty certain that they hide crack in the beaver nuggets. If she hears that I'm within 8 blocks of a Buc-ee's, she's like, "Get me some beaver nuggets." Damn. $480 for a Sir Jacopo that looks like this? Man. And here I was thinking I'd have been lucky to get $25 after all the work I put in on it. Of course, this one has a great fissure on one side where I found a sand pit. and then a great big sand pit, and both of them had to be filled because of how deep they went. I'm hoping they hang out for a while. How many beaver nuggets would you get for $480?
Too many.
Well, let's see. I believe that the larger sized bag is a little over $5. So, yeah, let's just say that you better be bringing a truck if you're going to pick up $480 worth of beaver nuggets. Describe a beaver nugget. It's kind of a cross between corn pops and heaven. Except for with sprinkles of crack all over it, obviously. Because you'll try it once and then you're going to be addicted. There is no way I'm buying you that Sir Jacopo. That's right. 96 bags of beaver nuggets. $480. They'd start going stale before you finished them. And unfortunately, they're so good that you're not going to share. You're just going to let them go bad. Think about the fame I could have letting beaver nuggets go bad. No, I couldn't do that. Sorry, I couldn't do it. Oh, you meant if I got you that Sir Jacopo. Oh.
Don't do that either.
I was just informed by my significant other that I can't do that either. Mostly because I like my kneecaps attached and my face not attached to a frying pan and my hands not full of firearms that are somehow pointed squarely at my temple without having any direction that I can go with that. Not to say that I'd kill myself, but it's like finding dirt on Hillary Clinton. Right after you find that dirt, you also find your self-addressed, in your handwriting suicide note that you didn't write but is somehow there. Come on, corn pops. Y'all remember corn pops, but we're not talking about the one that Joe Biden says he beat up back when he was a kid. We're talking about the cereal, the kids' cereal. Chances of Joe Biden actually beating somebody up, sorry, but if you looked at the guy, you know he's never been in a fight in his damn life. At least not a fisticuff style of fight. Big Country, come on. We already know. I could go back to every day of his life, and I'm telling you that by the time I was in first grade, I'd been in more fights than he has ever seen, much less been in. Martin, as far as I know, as of yet, no. But you might want to go back through the first 30 minutes, just because I do believe you might find a soundbite that you like. I'm telling on myself. I don't care. Holly told me that you'll probably have it on your show by tonight, so I figured I'd just help you out with that. Where's the knit hat? Well, it doesn't feel as cold today, so I'm not wearing it. Martin got told. So, Martin, how's work going? Figure he's still at work. When he's not at work or playing around saying that he's got COVID, he's cracking dad jokes on a Friday night. With his pals, Mortensen and Derek. All right, Greg. That's what I'm saying. It's Friday. By the time you get to this show, you should be off for the weekend. Big Country, I'm going to say I'm out. Hat, Donald, and Cole. I'm not sure who Cole is. I had a relative one time named Cole. I never met him. He was in the ground before I was born. If you're asking me about this hat and if I'm cold, no, I like this hat though. It says Raiders. And it's not like everybody on the planet has a green Raiders hat. Kind of fun. Howdy, Steve. Howdy, Miss Kathy, if you happen to be there as well. By the way, y'all can continue to say stuff about Holly. She already went inside. Nobody ever talks about her but me. Oh well. Y'all do happen to laugh when she gives me hell, though. Don't worry, I laugh too. Well, Greg, you gotta wear something on St. Patrick's Day. I figure a green Raiders hat is perfect. Yes, I know y'all always say hi to Holly. Because she understands me by now. She knows that there's no way to hurt my feelings. How's it going, Mike?
Good. Should be a nice few
That's what I'm hearing. By the way, there's a guy in my neighborhood that does his couple of laps every day. His name is also Mike. We're infested with Mikes. But that's Mike Strong, not Mike Weak, just saying. There's no such thing as Mike Weak as far as I can tell. I just saw that somebody named Mike retweeted a tweet. Something about eating a zebra tarantula tonight. Do y'all want to see somebody probably look like he is gagging? You need to turn into the Over a Pipe show. Let Her Rip Friday show tonight. It's going to be interesting. No, Chad, Mike was not walking in traffic. That is one of the kids that doesn't understand good common sense and chivalry. He believes that he should be able to pull up, honk the horn, and his girl will run out the house. Kids these days were taught by some sort of bad example. Howdy, Ben. Great to see you, sir. Now, are all kids taught stuff like that? No. I'm going to say it like this. If my son had done that, one, he would not be married to such a nice girl. Two, if I had heard about it, the next time he honked anything, it'd have been one of those squeaky horns on a bike. The push pedal kind, because that's all he'd been using. I got lucky. I was able to help raise my son in somewhat to be a good guy. Well, Ben, I guess chivalry might not be the exact right word there, but maybe I come from an older time and age where a young gentleman would get out of the car, walk up to the door, stare down the shotgun, tell the parent, this is what time I will have your daughter back. We would like to have this amount of time. Would that be okay? You know, something like that. And then he would walk the young lady to the car, open the door, make sure she gets in. If she needs a seat belt help or whatever, he's there to help. And then he'd run around like a bad man to the other side of the car because he's ready to get in so he can get it on. He runs around to the other side because he doesn't want the car to heat up too much with his hot woman. Damn, I'm getting that wrong. I keep getting that part wrong. He runs around to the other side of the car, jumps in, turns on the air conditioner and the vehicle, and then puts his seatbelt on and makes sure to adjust the mirrors, and then drives sedately out of the driveway and down the road. Then about the same time they get far enough away, you can still hear him squeal tires. Some of that's got to be true. I am lucky I did not have a daughter. I don't think that there's young men being raised that would be raised proper enough to ever even think about dating my daughter. Oh, and for these young men out there who are right now currently raising daughters, I'm going to say this, and I know it to be true because my sister, who's a very intelligent woman, it even happened to her. Women will tend to find themselves attracted to a guy that is very much like their father. So if you don't want your daughters to be dragging home thugs, step number one, don't do it. Don't do it at your own house. And then step number two is when your daughter gets around that age where she's old enough to date, be man enough to show her what a date should and could be. Take your daughter on a date. Not necessarily the hugging and kissing part. Come on now. Y'all know better than that. Take her to dinner. Do the chair. The whole... Show her what a gentleman should be like. That way when she runs into these guys who are just putting on a good show for daddy, she can be as unimpressed with him as you would be if you were there with her. Kills the whole situation. I did have nieces. And I told my nieces, as soon as a guy wants to get with you in certain kind of ways and he starts trying to pressure you to lose clothing, that's when it's time to meet Uncle Donald. Funny thing is, only one girl ever took me, only one of my nieces ever took me up on that. That guy stopped coming back. I don't know why. So weird. Ben, yeah, there's no way that there's some guy 500 years ago pulling up and honking a horn. Maybe getting his goose to honk on his cart, but not his horn. And no, please don't think that I'm trying to give y'all all some sort of crazy advice on how to raise your own kids. Nope, not doing that at all. But if that had been my daughter and she started to try and walk out the door, I'd have been like, nope. He could sit out there all night. That ain't gonna fly. And I'd be even happier if the guy showed up and said, hey, sorry I'm late. I know that has caused certain issues, but I had a flat tire. Can I use your sink so I can wash off? I'm good with that. I mean, I see these commercials where the insurance company is there when the kid had a flat tire What? You actually got to pull the vehicle out past the driveway and didn't know how to change the tire? What's wrong with people? Man, by the time I was 12 years old, I could do a full rotation with a single jack. I'm not going to sit there and try to make sure every kid can do that, but as a parent, we should at least teach our kids some things. Changing a tire might be important. Go figure. I mean, am I wrong? Am I in any way, shape, or form wrong? Most of them learn how to drive because of Grand Theft Auto. They should at least know how to change a tire. Grand Theft Auto ain't teaching them that you can get a flat tire. It's also not teaching them that you got to actually be responsible when you drive that car. Don't blame me. Yeah, allergies are still kicking. What do you want? By the way, phone call. What are you smoking and what are you smoking it in? Hey, if you're not smoking and you're saving it for Chads, I understand. No requirements here. This happens to be VRX 21. Here, let me turn it over so you can actually read that. VRX 21. See, it's right there. And that's woo, taking a 6-month-old swimming. Ben, eye on the ball, you know. Do not take your eye off that child. But better to get them used to it early. Hell, I'm practically living proof of that. I was like a fish from the time I was 5. You could barely drag me out of the pool. Uh-oh, Chad's got Joe in the workhorse. That means it's Friday. It's Friday. I ain't got no job. I ain't got shit to do. Might as well smoke. For those uninitiated, that would be Old Joe Krantz in the Country Gentleman Carbon Cob. If you don't know what the Carbon Cob is, stick around and go to Yardisms right after this show. He's probably still going to be smoking on it. Oh, found a pool just for babies, and good advice from Chad. Avoid the high dive. Most kids at 6 months, they tend to belly flop. Just saying. I got a feeling I'm going to be smoking on this well into Mr. Yardism's 3-hour run at being the longest show on the YTPC. The longest scheduled show, maybe I should say. Can't really say longest show. We've seen some of Simon's run 6-7 hours as he's carving on pipes. Just one of those things. Red, white, or rosé there, Steve? Just as curiosity. Boris, don't worry about it. I know we're kind of all saving it up for Friday night. And this is still more or less Friday afternoon. And yes, there was a musical reference in there. Some of y'all heard it. I'm fairly certain that Chad heard it. Steve's got some red wine. What I do not know about wine could fill encyclopedias. I don't know very damn much about wine. I know if I like it, I'll drink it, and if I don't, then I won't. I know that there's this stuff called a Shiraz, or a Syrah, which is spelled Shiraz. I like that. There's this other stuff that's made by the Gamay grape. Don't ask me what the hell a Gamay grape is. But it's called Beaujolais. Don't ask me how to spell Beaujolais. Trust me, if you saw the word, you would know there's no way you're spelling that shit right unless you're reading it. Yeah, I've had all kinds of different wines. I've been to some places in the United States where you could not get a 6-pack of beer. There we go, Beaujolais. Boris has got it right. I am not going to try and spell that off the top of my head. That's Beaujolais. Beaujolais. That's how it's actually said, is Beaujolais. And no, it's not for those bougie people. It's actually a decent wine if you just think that you're going to have something with steak. I like a good wine with some steak, but it's got to be the right kind of wine. It can't just be any old thing. But then again, the whole thing has changed there. You can now drink whatever wine you like with whatever meat you actually enjoy. But I've been places where you couldn't get a beer, but you could have wine. Well, I'm here by myself. Well, you can order the whole bottle for only $3 more than you can get it for the glass. How many glasses are in a bottle? About 5. So I spend $3 extra and I get the whole bottle? Sold. And Mike prefers Merlot and Beaujolais. Boris, you are correct. It should be enjoyed the same year as it was produced because it does not age like wine. It will not age like wine. The Gamay grape breaks down a lot faster. There was some sort of wine sommelier person at this place I was at one time, and I was talking to him about wines because he asked me what wines I actually enjoy, and I was like, I like a Shiraz, and I like this one. It starts with a B, and it's got a name about that long, and he says, oh, a Beaujolais, yeah, it's made by the Gamay grape. And then he went and told me all about it. I remembered some of it. Chad, a box of wine is just that. It's a box of wine. You pay what you feel like, as long as it's at least the price tag. All right, Ben, you take care. We'll see you over on Chad's channel. By the way, Chad, just in case, you've about 10 minutes out. The Pio Cesar Barlow 2016. I will try to keep that in mind. Now, Mike, is that 12 bottles in a box or is 12 bottles in a case? I'm thinking Chad's talking about the one that's in a little plastic bladder inside of a cardboard box. Barolo. Okay. Pio Cesar Barolo. Not a problem. Peter, believe me, right now, I'm going to tell you, there is no way I know enough about wine to actually talk about wine other than I know what I like. And that reminds me of tobacco and pipes. If somebody said, oh yeah, you can only smoke briar, that's the only way to go, I'll show them a corn cob and say, whatever. I smoke what I like, and I like what I smoke. And that's what you got to remember. For anybody who's thinking about the first beer, first wine, first cigar, first this, first that, first the other, it does not matter. The goal is to find what you like and to actually enjoy it. And just because I know something about cigars doesn't mean that I'm going to be exactly the right cigar for you. I can try to turn you on to the right cigar for you. A couple of questions in, I probably can get pretty close to the right cigar for you. But you know, if I was to try and tell you, hey, look, this is the best cigar on the planet, and you tried it and you didn't like it, you'd probably be thinking, hey, this dude's dumb as a post. Same thing with pipe tobacco. It's all about what you enjoy. Howdy, Odie. Great to see you, sir. By the way, Odie, how goes the bourbon hunt? I already know Odie's not going to be big on wine. He might have a beer every now and then, but really his thing is bourbon. Man after my own heart. I do like some bourbon. Steve, that definitely applies to women. Because all women are crazy. Your goal there is to find one whose crazy matches your crazy. Because all men are crazy too, depending upon how it goes. Well, good, good. Glad to see you're killing it. Odie, do you have the full collection of Blanton's where it actually spells out Blanton's and has the, basically it's the last gallop of Secretariat at the Churchill Downs, if I remember correct? I'm glad y'all know how to say and pronounce and spell that word, but it almost looks like Gesundheit to me. I'm going to offer you a tissue. I'm pretty sure I would not be enjoying wine that has the skins still in with the wine. I mean, I'm sure that there's microscopic particles of the grape skin in just about every wine, but I don't need to actually be able to chew it. Two and a half cases, good Lord. Well, yes, Odie, in case you are looking for specifically those bottles, and I don't know how to get specifically every last one of them, if any of y'all are into horse racing, the Blanton's, the bottle has a guy riding a horse, and somewhere underneath you will see there's a letter. If you can get every letter of the word Blanton's and you line them up and you were to have film footage, you can look that up on YouTube if you want to. They took stop motion of those last couple of gallops or strides by Secretariat from Churchill Downs, and if you're not into horse racing, this does not mean a damn thing to you. And if you are into horse racing, right about now, Phil from the Briar Report is thinking, man, I got to go get some Blantons, and I don't even drink anymore. But yes, that's the horse and the race, in case you actually happen to be looking. Peter, you're not going to offend me. It's fine. I've been told I was brainless before. Quite often. It's no big deal. Only thing I ask for anybody who thinks I don't have a brain is to pass the Journeyman's Electrical Test and the National Board of Boiler Inspectors exam. And thus, I know I have a brain. Guess it's time to put some more. Oh, you're IBEW. Cool. Nice. I was not IBEW, but that's because here in Texas, you can go broke affording union wages in the electrical field. I'm not joking about that. You want to live in a nice place, you can go broke. If you want to live in some slums, you'll have a job because they're always closest to the job site firstest for whatever reason. And that doesn't necessarily mean the best people for the job. Now, there's some places where the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is very good and very appreciated. But in the Houston area, there's too many jobs to limit yourself to only those that can afford union wages. And quite honestly, none of the chemical plants stay steady with their union workers unless it's a major product. If it's some sort of major something or other rebuild from the ground up, this, that, the other, yeah, they'll get union involved then, because then they can get enough people. And then you don't have this problem with people being pissed off when they got to go home because there's no more work. Unions already let them know, hey, these certain people got to go because there's not enough work. All right, Chad, I will be out of here in just a few. Oh, so now they're just going to rebrand Stag Junior to just plain Stag. That way they can get $500 a bottle out of it. There's some really good bourbon out there that is sitting on the shelves for $60 a bottle. That is world-class good. And because it's not on somebody's hit list of crazy denominations of money just to even look at the bottle, and I'm happy with that, because that means I got good bourbon still on the shelf. Just how it goes. All right, hey, guess what? Chad is on. We're going to jump over there to Yardism's channel. Everybody, thanks for being here. Remember, on your way out, someone turn off the lights. Actually, take care of yourselves and each other. Y'all do the best you can with that. And as per always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you on Yardisms here in just a minute. Bye for now.